Before we jump into the methods, let's make sure you have everything you'll need. You'll want to grab a plastic putty knife, a few clean cloths, some rubbing alcohol, and fine grit sandpaper. Each of these tools will serve a specific purpose in the paint removal process. The plastic putty knife helps scrape off the paint without scratching your floors. Rubbing alcohol can dissolve stubborn paint, and fine grit sandpaper is perfect for those really tough spots. And here's a pro tip. Always test these methods on a small, hidden area of your floor first. This way, you can ensure there's no damage or discoloration before you tackle the visible areas. Safety precautions. Now, let's talk safety. When dealing with chemicals or even just scraping paint, it's crucial to work in a well-ventilated area. Open windows, use fans, whatever it takes to keep the air moving. And don't forget to protect yourself. Gloves and masks aren't just accessories, they're necessities. They'll help you avoid skin irritation from chemicals and prevent you from inhaling any dust or fumes. Plus, always keep these materials out of reach of children and pets. Safety first, always. Method 1. Plastic putty knife. Alright, let's start with the simplest method using a plastic putty knife. This tool is gentle enough not to scratch your floors, but effective enough to lift off the paint. The key here is patience and using gentle pressure. Work at the edges of the paint spill and slowly move inward, lifting the paint off the floor. It's a bit like peeling a sticker off a surface. You want to be careful not to rip it or leave any residue behind. Method 2. Rubbing alcohol or solvent. If you're dealing with a more stubborn paint spot, rubbing alcohol or a specialized paint solvent can be your best friend. Dampen a cloth with your chosen liquid and gently rub the affected area. You'll see the paint start to dissolve and lift away from the wood. It's important to wear gloves for this part and keep the room well ventilated. Chemicals can be harsh and we want to keep you safe as you work. Method 3. Warm water and mild soap. For those who prefer a gentler approach, warm water mixed with a mild soap can soften the paint, making it easier to wipe away. Apply the mixture to the paint, let it sit for a few minutes to loosen the grip, and then gently wipe it off. It's crucial to dry the area thoroughly afterward, as water can damage wood floors if left to sit. Method 4. Fine grit sandpaper. In some cases, you might need to resort to fine grit sandpaper, especially if the paint has been on the floor for a long time. Sand the painted area very carefully to avoid scratching the wood beneath. Once the paint is removed, you may need to touch up the sanded area with a bit of floor finish to ensure it blends seamlessly with the rest of your floor. Additional tips. A handy tip to remember: knowing whether the paint is water-based or oil-based can significantly affect your approach to removing it. Water-based paints are generally easier to remove and may respond well to milder methods like soap and water, while oil-based paints might require solvents. And remember, gentle does it. Rushing the process can cause more harm than good to your beautiful floors. Preventive measures. To prevent future paint spills, always use drop cloths and painter's tape to protect your floors during projects. Accidents happen, but quick cleanup can prevent the paint from drying and becoming a bigger problem. Conclusion. And that's it. With a bit of patience and the right techniques, you can remove dried paint from your hardwood floors without causing any damage. If you've tried these tips or have any of your own, we'd love to hear about them in the comments below. Your feedback helps us all learn and improve. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful home improvement tips.